Guys, I'm picturing myself driving. How this car is not going to move? Jesus, is it moving? They're driving. They'll go. Mommy, so in NYC, I will not have my own wardrobe. My hips. My own. They have classic. Guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I am Valerie OKZ and I'm so excited to have you guys here. Welcome to another sit down video or vlog. Anyways, today I'm going to be sharing with you 5 tips that I believe can make your 2025 a better year. Before we get into it, don't forget to hit that like button, comment and subscribe. So the year just started, you've made your plans, you've done vision boards, you've planned everything for the year, and it just looks like every time you make plans, nothing is working. Tip number 1, no one cares. Yeah, I know that's quite harsh, but no one cares. First things first, you need to conquer the fear of being seen trying. This is something that has held me back for so long because I have constantly thought of what will people think when they see that I'm trying something new. Nobody cares. Just start that thing you've been wanting to start. Every time I watch YouTube videos and I check what's the secret to doing this, just start. Just start. Tip number 2, plan. I know that that's like the obvious thing to say. I'm going to show you something. This was my old vision board for 2024. I kid you not, I did absolutely nothing that was on this list. I can only count a few that I did. I'm going to read one. Take for instance, I wrote here that I was going to learn color grading. I did not do. I was going to spend more wisely. So I divided it into spiritual, career, health and finance. And I wrote I was going to eat more fruits, eat veggies, cut off soft drinks. I did not do one thing on this list. What is this? Nothing on this piece of paper. Vision. I put the whole Bible verse, put stickers, nothing. And I took my time, you guys, to write this thing. Till I came across Ali Abdal's class. Ali Abdal, if you don't know, he's a productivity expert and he does tons of videos on productivity. I joined his productivity summit this year in January and it literally changed my life. I had watched all his videos, but this particular productivity summit was held on Zoom and it was more personal. So you got to ask questions. It just really felt like we were a class of thousands of people around the world joining the same thing, and I was so blessed. I'm going to be sharing like a short video from that. So yeah, let's watch that video right now.
The hit that my ego or my identity would take if I did, it didn't work out. In particular, that came into play with this book and the launch of the book, giving everything I had to getting this message out there and sharing it with the world, and the fear of doing that and it not reaching its potential or it not reaching the standards or the expectations I had for it. And I remember sharing that with you when we were last together in Hong Kong and you saying that you had struggled with something similar. And now that I've talked about it a little bit publicly and shared it with people, there's been such an empowering realization that the most successful people in the world face this exact same phenomenon and fear.
Everyone please close your eyes and imagine that you are 100 years old in very good physical and mental and emotional and spiritual health, and you have just died at the age of 100. At this funeral, all of our loved ones are there. We've got friends, we've got family. There's even like the guy who opens the door for you in your building. And what we want to do now, we want to imagine, what are different people saying about us?
Productivity Summit, he spoke about quarterly goals, and I know that maybe a lot of you have heard this thing before, but it sounded so new to me. Everything that I wrote here was supposedly supposed to be done in a year. There was no system to actually get it actualized in a year. If you look at it, you write you're going to do this by the end of the year, you're going to learn color grading by the end of the year. You have actually not broken it down into quarters, what you're going to do in each quarter, what do you want to accomplish in each quarter to ensure that at the end of the year you are where you said you want to be. You put it yearly. I don't know about you guys, but for me, I end up feeling like, oh, it's December, it's just January, you know, the year's just starting, you know, we have time. When you break it into quarters, what actually happens is that you're like, oh my god, by April I should have done this. I don't read books. One of the things I wrote on my vision board was that I wanted to read a book per month. Yeah, if I just wrote that I was going to read a book per month, that's like, okay, it was just going to go anywhere I wanted it to go. So what I then planned was, okay, I'm going to read a book per month. In order to finish that book per month, what do I need to do daily I asked that to ChatGPT. He said, okay, read maybe a chapter a day or 15 to 20 pages a day. What I went with personally was a chapter a day because I felt like a chapter a day would be easier for me to do. It doesn't work every time. Sometimes, I'm not gonna lie, this week was a lot. So I'm not gonna come here and do some lies and say, oh my god, it's so perfect, we're planning and everything is going well. It was such a busy week, and I think I actually need to put in steps. Okay, if I don't do it the day I said I would do it, that means the next day I have to read 2 chapters. I'm learning that I have to actually be responsible for my life and treat my life as though it's like something that I'm committed to. Number 3, ask questions. You guys, literally, this is such an important one. Just ask questions. Ask for help. This is something that would have saved me a lot of stress in 2025 if I just asked some questions. Every time you're saying, God, help me, speak to me, but he has put trusted people around you that can actually help you with those things that you need help with. So please just ask questions. Whenever you're starting something new, there's this fear or shame of, oh my god, I don't know this, how won't I know this? Like, everybody knows this simple fact. This is probably something that I should know. But this is something that I have been having to learn. Like, you don't know this, Valerie, just ask. This person knows it. You know that this person is more knowledgeable in this than you. Just ask questions. It's actually pride and shame that keeps us from asking people questions, because we're like, no, I don't want them to think I don't know it. Like, it feels like something that everybody should know. Literally, I have been asking questions about the most basic things, and it's like, oh, I should know this, but I don't. And you probably don't either. So what's the shame? Just ask questions. It will save you a lot of help. Ask questions on everything. Ask questions on the most minute things. I didn't realize that I didn't even know how to speak before a camera. So I had to literally ask one of my friends that does this thing, how do you speak before a camera? How did you learn confidence in speaking before a camera? Because I used to do podcasting. It was so much more easier for me because it was audio, and I could literally wear my pajamas and be in my bed and just talk. With YouTube, it's a much more bigger commitment because you actually, you have to script, you have to learn to speak before a camera, communication, gestures, all of this stuff. It was something I had to learn. I even had to take a course on it, and I was like, so yeah, ask for help. Tip number 4, resist yourself from the need to explain to people questions about your calling that God is not asking. I heard Pastor Michael say this, Pastor Michael from Jesus Image Church say this, and it absolutely blessed me, because a lot of the times what actually stops us from trying out new things and exploring the things that God will have us explore in a particular season is because we just feel like every other person is doing something else that's different from ours, or we just feel like every other person is moving in this way and we're not moving in that way, and we just feel like, oh my god, what if they ask me and I don't really know how to explain the season that I'm in? I'm not doing much. You're probably in a season where you're not doing much. It's just quiet time, something exciting. You don't even have anything going. You're just waking up, sleeping, serving God, just trying to figure out what you're doing, and God is actually telling you, be patient, don't do anything. But everybody around you is like, what are you doing next? What's going on next? Resist yourself from the need to explain to people questions about your calling that God is not asking. Lastly but not the least, allow process take its course on you. 2025 will not be a different year because you said so or your church said so. 2025 is the year of grace and this, and it's not your year of anything. It's literally the same. You finish the year and you're just grateful, but you can't actually say that anything changed or anything happened. And this is something that I've had to learn. Allow process take its course on you. Every person who has achieved something or has become great in today's world is a product of process. Sometimes ponder a lot on the story of David in the Bible. If you read the Bible says that David started off as a shepherd boy. In today's world, if we're writing David's CV, what does being a shepherd boy have anything to do with being a king? While David in the Bible was being a shepherd, God was actually using those skills. So let's actually call it transferable skills, right? Like if we're talking about his CV, God was taking the skills that David was learning while being a shepherd boy, while allowing process take its course on his life. So God was allowing those skills to actually be transferred. One part of the Bible that really stands out for me was when they had anointed David. And you would think that David would be like, I'm the next king. You all don't know who I am. Nobody talk to me. I'm going to go to meet King Saul and take my throne. But David was actually patient. He went back to taking care of the sheep. But the day when he was finally going to get to be seen, the Bible says that his father JC asked him to go and give his brothers food on the battleground. And one line that actually struck out for me was when the Bible says, and David left the sheep with another shepherd. Responsibility. I'm sure that was why God thought that this man will be an excellent shepherd and he will be an excellent king. Like, he could have said, you know what, I'm trying to go into the palace, don't care, sheep's bye, done with this life, done with you all. But he was allowing process. He was not in a hurry. Like, he has been anointed. He knows that when the time is right, the same way God made it possible for him to get anointed will be the same way God will make it possible without him having to fight for it to enter the palace and naturally become king, right? Anyways, guys, I hope that you found these few tips of mine helpful. And if you have any tips for me, I'm also willing to learn. Please put it in the comments below. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. See you guys in the next one. Bye. We're done with the video. Anyways, bye.